it is better, if it is God's will, to suffer for doing good than for doing evil, because Christ also suffered once for sins in our place, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. He was put to death in flesh, but was made alive in spirit, in which he also went and made an announcement to the spirits in prison. These spirits disobeyed long ago, when God's patience was waiting in the days of Noah while the ark was being built. In this ark, a few, that is, 8 souls, were saved by water. And corresponding to that, baptism now saves you. Not the removal of dirt from the body, but the guarantee of a good conscience before God through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He went to heaven and is at the right hand of God with angels, authorities, and powers made subject to him. So far the word. There's that line in the Apostles' Creed, and I particularly like it in the sung version that we will be singing today, that Jesus descended into hell. You know, he was conceived with Virgin Mary, incarnate of the Holy Spirit, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried, period. He descended into hell. If you put a comma there, it makes a whole lot more sense. He descended into hell. He rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. Simon Peter has some commentary on that middle part. After the death of Jesus, then what we call, the big word is vivification, to become alive again, to vivify. So when his body became alive again, after he became alive in the tomb, then he descended into hell. And then after that, made an appearance to his followers. And then after that, ascended up into heaven. And the way that Peter puts it is that Jesus was put to death in flesh, but was made alive in spirit. It's kind of a subtle point, but the phrasing that we have to understand there is that Jesus was put to death, if you think of it in a shameful way, in weakness, in humiliation. During that state of his humiliation, the time when he refrained from using his power for his own good. So during that time when he was crucified, up until his death, Jesus purposely did not use his power for his own benefit. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been crucified, obviously. But he was crucified in weakness, in every appearance as a man, a human being just like you or me, resigning himself to death, even death on a cross. He was put to death in flesh, the way that Peter puts it. And he was made alive in spirit in a glorified way